Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 on DarkAvengerINCPlus, where today I'm doing a comic book review for The Green Hornet #2 by Dynamite Comics, written by Mark Waid. Alright, this time I'm going to do a different approach and actually open up the book to kind of talk about the plot. Okay, so first of all, we open up with the Sentinel reporting on a number of bombings going out through the city. When I say the Sentinel, I'm referring to the Daily Sentinel, which is the newspaper published and owned by Britt Reed, aka the Green Hornet. And so then we have one of the police lieutenants interrogating one of Lieutenant Dugan here, interrogating one of the victims, who says that, when asking about, do you know who set the bomb or anything, he just says that all he heard was a voice, an echo, some mysterious voice behind talking when the bomb went off. And so that's pretty much their only lead on this. Then we have Britt Reed discussing what's going on at his newspaper, saying that, we have to find this guy, use the power of the press to stop him. And this is one of my next. Then we have Britt saying that he's going to figure this out saying that he's going to try to expose the voice. And of course he means that he's of course referring to his double identity as the Green Hornet, who, even though the readers know that he's kind of a hero to the people in the story, though, the Green Hornet is actually he poses as a villain, a masked criminal, so that the criminals will either fear or trust him enough so that he can get information. And as Britt Reed, he can use the Sentinel to kind of fight for justice as well. And all right, well, anyways, like I said, this is one of my favorite scenes in this issue, and it's the Green Hornet goes to confront a couple of arsonists who he thinks might have any lead on the bomber, and of course, though, they attack him. Hornet fights back. Then we have this policeman show up, and of course, when the Hornet sees him, he basically sets him on fire and pushes him off the roof. And just like that, he's able to get all those arsonists to start working for him, telling them, if you have any information on the bomber, you let me know immediately. And of course, the Hornet has this method for people to contact him, which is through ad space in the Daily Sentinel. And of course, right after the Hornet gets the criminals to talk, we see the cop that he lit on fire, and to our relief, it's actually Kato in a fireproof suit to stage the whole thing. Okay, next we have Britt kind of talking to some of his rich friends who've all owned the businesses that were attacked by the bomber and stuff, and then we cut to the Sentinel again. Then we have Kato and the Hornet following a lead they have to a German butcher shop where they believe is where the bomb actually is. And if you read last issue, you'll know that's true, because the Hornet is actually manages to get to the same butcher shop we saw at the end of the first issue, and also see the same guy who was paid to make the first bomb. So the Hornet goes in, he asks, who's doing this. And of course he uses interrogation to try to get the information out of the guy, but it doesn't work. So he says, okay. And the only way the bomb maker communicates with his employer is through records, which is the voice. And so Hornet takes some of the records, and he makes the bomb maker work for him from now on to keep him informed in case anyone ever shows up. And right when Hornet and Kato get ready to leave the butcher shop, the issue ends with them being cornered by the police. Alright, overall, okay, so 2 issues in, and I'm really liking the Green Hornet, okay? It's a very great story that's really not really about superheroes or superpowers. It's more about crime, more about fighting crime, and with that whole 1940s like pulp work right here going on. I really like this. It's very nice, and I also, one of the things that did attract me to the Green Hornet was the whole premise, was that instead of actually being a superhero, instead of actually being a masked hero, the Green Hornet actually just poses as a criminal, which I thought was a great selling point for this series. It's a different approach. Rather than go out there and say, I'm the Green Hornet, I'm a superhero, he just says, I'm the Green Hornet, I'm trying to take over crime and stuff, and that's I mean, that's the premise is really nice for this book, but the actual issue itself, very nice, very well written. I do like how they, and again, they really do bring the premise home with, particularly with that whole scene where Green Hornet lights Kato on fire. That was very funny. I mean, when I saw him, like, holy crap, he literally got on fire. Then I turned the next page and it's Kato. I'm like, okay, well, wow, he's really committed to his work right there. And I mean, it's amazing. I mean, Green Hornet. If you've ever had any interest in reading about this character, I would recommend you go back and get the first issue for this, and read this issue, and you'll be caught up, and you'll get ready to enjoy this. Because right now, I mean, I think Mark Waid is doing a good job on this series. It does feel, if you liked his work on Daredevil, then I think you'll love Green Hornet too. Because Green Hornet and Daredevil are both kind of like street level heroes, and I think Mark Waid, so far, he's doing a good job with those types of heroes, and I would highly recommend this to anyone out there who wants to read a comic book but doesn't really want to be all about superheroes or superpowers. This one's more about, it's a little more down to earth. I think that's a good way to describe what Green Hornet is. It's a little more down to earth, and a lot of the books published by Dynamite Comics are just like street level heroes and masked vigilantes and mobs more of than just superheroes, which is very nice. It's nice breakaway from the usual fold, and you know and so far this is very down to earth. So if you like that in comics, I would definitely recommend you check out Green Hornet. Okay, that's my review of Green Hornet issue 2. Really liking this series. Hope to read more of it soon. I guess that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. I'm Spider-Man 1991. See you later.